6,000 slots of pounds. You look at Jimmy.
Oh my god, he's so weird. Mods. That'd be great.
Because when you're apparently seen as taking up more space than that.
Intro is gonna die. It's fine. It's fine. We'll make it work. Probably is. All right. Okay.
Are we live?
We're live. I'm doing it just off the cuff. That's where we are. Welcome, honorable and dishonorable members of the PARLIAMOONT. We are convening today to hear everybody's breakfast takes. Good, bad, no judgments till the end. So here's how we've got it set up. This is what we're going to do. You all, as you know, and this is more for the audience than anybody else, sent me your slideshow presenting your breakfast takes, good, bad, in between, etc. And I'm going to play these in random order. You guys will have to present in random order because I told you I would tell you what order and then I didn't. And after the presentation, we'll have, I will set a timer. I'm literally going to set a timer on my phone. And we'll have 5 minutes in which you can challenge, question, debate, discuss, whatever you want to do. And at the end of those 5 minutes, I'm going to ask everybody, except for the presenter, to rate the take as bogus or valid.
Good. Here's my quick question.
Yeah.
Is it possible for a tie?
Yes.
Also, can we be heard on stream?
That's a good question. Can we be heard on stream?
We can.
Chat, tell me. Juliet says audio is live and video is live.
No, you can.
Riley, you are very quiet, apparently.
That's dangerous.
Tiny little baby Riley.
Smallest.
He's
just a
guy with more diction and clarity then.
Everyone's roasting you, Riley. It's a first,
Not
yeah.
Meals, this is a first for Riley.
All right.
Max, you sound good. It's your new
Thank
setup,
you.
obviously.
Well, I went back to my old setup. I'm just afraid there might be a delay because I'm... Yeah.
That's okay. Let's see. Okay, so the oh man, I'm loud apparently. I'm just gonna move this mic away from my mouth.
Yeah, just dip your clip a little bit, and then it's party time.
Yeah, it's party time. So yes, in answer to your question, Riley, it is possible to be a tie. This is not about a single person winning. This is about everybody passing judgment on everybody else.
Okay.
So at the end, we'll see what takes have been ruled valid and what takes have been ruled bogus by the PARLIAMOONT.
Okay. All right.
It's all
Jury
here.
of my peers. I knew it was going to come down to this eventually.
Always. It was always going to come to this. So let's take a look and see who's first here. Jacqueline, this is going to be your slideshow. So you just tell me when to change the slides, and the rest of it's all on you. No time limit on these presentations, although I did give you guys a slide limit. We gave them a slide limit of 5. So here we go.
Can I get a quick audio check from Jacqueline before we let it rip?
Well,
Yes.
it's me, Jacqueline, and I'm so ready to talk about all my correct breakfast takes.
Holy shit.
All right, listen up, Chucklefuck. Sit down and let me explain you a thing about breakfast. By Jacqueline Swampert.
No. What is the matter with you?
You see this shit? It's overnight oats. This is the breakfast I'm bringing today. I feel quite happily about
Okay.
it.
It looks like we're still having a little bit of volume issues. I'm gonna try and boost everybody a little bit.
Bring us up,
Do,
down
do,
a
do,
bit.
do.
Yeah,
Okay.
it seems like everyone was kind of low.
Hoobastank.
I was gonna say
Who's this
everybody
man
talk
on the
some
right?
more.
That man?
Yes, who's this man?
That's Kiyotaka Ishimaru from the famous game Danganronpa.
Oh my god.
All right, I yield my
Is he
time.
the ultimate breakfast?
You'll get your questions.
Okay.
Hold questions for the end, please. Order in the Parliamoont.
Gun, gun, gun.
Part of me wants to do like the Supreme Court, like oh yay, that they do before all the decisions.
We really should have prepped something for that in the soundboard.
Mm-hmm.
Ah man, that's a good idea. We should have done that.
I will see if I can do that while we go. Julia or Jacqueline, it's party time.
Yeah, next one. So what are the pros of overnight oats? It's it's infinitely customizable. You can put anything in that shit. You don't have to make breakfast in the morning. You can just make it the night before and leave it in the fridge. Then you can wake up, eat breakfast, go on with your day. It's if you know you'll need a lot of energy, you can just make a lot of it. Eat it out of a jar. It'll be good.
Some
That's
good
it.
points.
Yeah.
Is that literally it?
So how do you make them then, huh? Yeah.
Okay.
So it's oats, it's milk, equivalent amount. Put it in like a mason jar or something. Put anything in it. Shake it around. Put it in the fridge. Eat it in the morning. That's it.
Huh.
And who's this person?
That's a Akane.
From Danganronpa?
From Danganronpa, from Super Danganronpa 2. Yeah.
Okay, I'm questions I'll hold.
Okay.
Now, follow my commands. Eat overnight oats tomorrow because tonight you have to leave it in the fridge. Thank you.
I'm raising my hand.
I'm also raising my
We're
hand.
not quite out. We're not quite done yet. I think there's
Oh,
one more
we're not.
click.
That felt like a conclusion. Oh,
One more click. See?
Yeah, there's it.
Aww.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Wow.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to start my timer here and you guys go at it with questions.
Jacqueline, what does Danganronpa have to do with overnight oats? Answer in 20 words or less.
To me, when you make an argument, you have to use Danganronpa characters.
Have to use Danganronpa. That worked.
Question for Jacqueline.
Hi.
Please defend your usage of problematic characters in your slideshow. At least half the Danganronpa
Wow.
characters
Wow.
are deeply problematic and should not be idolized.
Now, which character are we defining as problematic here?
Some of them are literal murderers. I won't say which ones because spoilers.
I see. I think that it's fine.
Asked and answered. Hit the gong.
This gong?
Yeah,
That one?
Thanks.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
Okay. All right. Okay. So here's a statement. I don't know if it's a question. I don't get a vote at the end, by the way. I'm just here to ask questions. I'm just asking
Wow.
questions. How do you answer the assertion that overnight oats is like tapioca pudding in texture?
Okay, here's my answer, is that when I was young, I accidentally ate tapioca pudding instead of vanilla pudding. and it made me want to like explode as a child. So I have an inherent revulsion to tapioca and anything that's like tapioca. I love overnight oats. It does not revulse me.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Compelling.
I have
Jacqueline.
another follow up. Yeah, why are you trying to make me eat wet cereal when I could have like properly dry cereal
Wow.
in milk, and then also has like sugar on it?
Riley?
I'm sorry, point of order. Cereal and milk is not dry.
Well, no, but it starts dry. It's
is
not. I haven't
actually-
pre-wetted it.
So,
You-
okay, I think the difference is soggy versus wet.
Yes.
Riley,
You
how
have a
fast are
porridge
you
here.
eating your cereal that it is not wet by the time you're done with it?
I gobble that shit up.
All right.
I mean, if it's not still crunchy, then are you eating cereal?
Yes,
Whoa.
Jacqueline. How do you feel about the accusation that overnight oats could also be called gruel?
I think that's cruel, and and to answer Riley's question, I think here's the glorious thing about overnight oats. In the morning, sprinkle some cereal on top. I did that the other day. Fucking
Oh,
delicious.
fuck.
Then
Well, I'm gonna
why did you make the oats?
Yeah, what?
It's a
Why is
topping.
there an extra step now?
It's a
Chat
topping
wants
for the
to
crunch.
know, are overnight oats a sweet breakfast?
They can be sweet. They can definitely be
Oh.
sweeter.
What?
Ooh,
Pitch
gosh.
to me the savory version of overnight.
I don't
oats.
know if savory overnight oats.
Please.
I've tried this, and it did not go well for me.
I can't pitch you savory. I think you have to take it for what it is. I think that it's going to be at least like I'm eating some fruit levels of sweet. Like it's going to be.
Jacqueline, I'm seeing chia seeds in this image.
Oh yeah. You have to put in the chia seeds. The chia seeds are essential.
Okay. Interesting. So it's not just oats, is it? then?
Well, the chia seeds are essential for me. I'm giving my own sort of
Okay.
bias.
What's
but
your
you don't
favorite
have to put
kind of
them.
overnight oats, Jacqueline?
All right, here's my recipe. 3/4 cup of classic oats. 3/4 cup of whole milk. Got to be whole milk for me because I like it. Then you put in some
correct. That's the
banana,
best kind.
some big scoop of peanut butter. You put in a little bit of cocoa powder. You put in
Oh shit.
here's a trick that doesn't work everywhere, but it does in my region. Little splash of coffee milk syrup.
Oh shit.
Coffee milk.
Syrup?
I don't
just
know what
What
that
does that
is.
mean? Coffee milk syrup?
So coffee
That's
milk
just
is
three different
something-
things.
Yeah.
Coffee milk exists in sort of the Rhode Island region and also Massachusetts as a bit of a delicacy. And it's if you put a little splash of it, it'll give it that little hint of coffee.
Is it like creamer?
And no, it's literally like
It's
like
coffee milk.
chocolate syrup or whatever that you put
But
in
it's
like
coffee.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sounds delicious.
It's-
People are asking, can horses eat overnight oats? How pet friendly are breakfast oats? Does leftover stew count as savory overnight oats? Do we have images of Danganronpa characters eating oats? Are they oat endorsers? Yeah. There's a lot of questions there, Jacqueline. Rapid fire.
I'll try to speed around them. Yeah. Okay. Pet friendly. Can horses eat them? Maybe if you're adventurous.
Okay.
Do we have images of the Danganronpa characters eating them? You can imagine it. You can write RP about it. Does leftover stew count? No, unless you have oats in it.
That's. Oh,
Also, coffee milk is more in Rhode Island than it is in Massachusetts. For the questioners, it's more of a Rhode Island thing.
How
that
are
is
we
my
reviewing?
beautiful R&B alarm telling us that we've ended the question and debate period on Jacqueline's take here. So I'm gonna ask you, honorable members of the Parliamoont. We'll start with Claudia because I'm looking at the screen and we're just gonna go left, right, top, bottom. So Claudia, judgment. Is this a valid take or a bogus take?
It's bogus. I think it's kind of gross.
Jacqueline, I will give you a chance to respond at the end after everybody casts their vote. So, Riley, valid or bogus?
I think that Claudia is right. It is disgusting. However, it is okay that some of your friends are gross. It is valid.
Okay, all right. Max, valid or bogus?
It's bogus. I don't like it.
Okay. PB, you're gonna be the one here who decides if this is a tie or if it's bogus overall. So valid or bogus on overnight oats?
I don't know. I'm torn. On the one hand, like having a ready-to-go breakfast in the fridge is like really nice. On the other hand, Danganronpa is problematic. So I'm
Wow.
thinking though, I'm gonna go valid because I can't judge someone by the characters on their PowerPoint. You know?
Here's the thing is I keep thinking about in the night before the morning, the night before going, I'm going to have breakfast tomorrow. And then starting to do work then. No, I changed my vote.
Oh, it's bogus.
Wow.
I mean, okay, so my only experience with overnight oats is that one time I was like, I keep forgetting to eat breakfast in the morning, so maybe I should make
Mhm.
overnight oats because you can just leave them in the fridge and they're ready. And then I forgot that I made them and they stayed in the fridge for like 2 weeks. So
Yep. Then you have a time bomb.
yeah, exactly. Oh,
for
chat vote.
Fortnite
Oh,
oats.
Yes,
there's
hold on. I got that absolutely. Valid overnight oats. Valid bogus. Y'all get a very short amount of time, 1 minute to bring these in. So don't
Oh,
fuck with
yes.
1 minute.
Oh, here
running
we
a
go.
poll in the chat to see if overnight oats are valid or bogus.
Because what did PB land on?
I landed on valid, but all the rest are on bogus.
Well,
I
I
was gonna
technically did give my vote for valid, so like I feel like it still counts. I did the
Oh, okay.
the bogus as a joke.
All right, yeah.
The valids are coming in. Bogus, it's
Oh
neck
man,
and
this
neck
is
in the
tight.
chat right now.
Mm,
This is wow.
Oh,
it's
this is
going.
pretty tight.
This
mm,
is amazing.
Interesting.
Jack,
Wait,
Watching
but I
poll
can
numbers
vote
in
chat
real
vote.
time.
Valid is going up. Valid is up by 20. Is 23. It's 23 to 22. It's 25 to 25. People are voting. There's not that many people watching.
Yeah,
I was gonna say,
are
can you
y'all
just vote a
you
million
can-
times?
You can spend channel points to
Keep
vote
voting.
more times.
Oh my
Keep
God.
voting. Keep voting. So it's you have to decide. Bogus is winning. There's about 10 seconds left on the clock to be the deciding vote. But
God.
Jacqueline has rights or not.
This is very ooh. Okay, so
Valid.
it came up valid.
Chat
That's
vote
it.
is valid. All right.
That is a tiebreaker vote, Riley. If you're saying that your bogus vote was a joke, then it's valid is the determination on overnight oats. So, Jacqueline, do you have a closing statement you'd like to make in light of this vote?
Wait, did I tie or am I valid?
You're
You're
valid.
valid.
I'm valid. Yay. It's try it. It's fun. Maybe it can be different consistencies. It's okay.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Jacqueline, once again. Thank you. I'm going to see who I have next. It's a surprise to me too. PB,
PB.
are
What's
you
up?
ready for this?
Peanut butter.
Yeah, let me switch my screen so I'm looking at the actual Discord share. All right. So I want to thank the good folks at Dunsparce PR for helping me put this together. I came up with the idea, but they were the ones who actually made their, PowerPoint here. So we have pie. It's the perfectly ideal eating for breakfast.
Hmm.
So essentially my argument is that pie is the perfect breakfast food. And I will pose many examples for why. Let's start with some definitions. It's always good to define our terms when we get started. So, what is a pie? Pie is a type of food made with meat, vegetables, or fruit, covered with pastry and baked.
Good.
Of course, you know your classic apple pie, you've got your pumpkin pie.
Mm.
What is breakfast? Breakfast is generally the first meal of the day, eaten in the morning.
All right. Okay.
So therefore, well, I feel like I need to say a little bit more, but okay. Can we go to the next slide? I'm sure we'll have some supporting
Yes.
arguments here. Like the foundation here is pretty good.
This is pretty solid. Yeah.
There is another slide. Yes. Okay. Good. Good. We have another.
It's defend
slide.
yourself now.
This was supposed to be a 5-slide presentation. Yeah, I paid for it. But I emailed. I didn't fax.
Oh,
You
no.
get your emails through a fax machine. Okay. What's this? We've got some conferencing going on. Some discussion. I can't quite make out what they're saying. You ran out of ink, so the email didn't print right. Okay, we're calling in backup. All right, we can bring this back. Pie. Perfectly ideal eating for breakfast. Any minute now. There he is. There's Appleton. Yeah. Someone talking shit about pie. Do you even know all the pies? Let's list them out, yeah? Let's inform them of what all the pies are that you could be eating for breakfast tomorrow morning. You could be having pumpkin pie for breakfast tomorrow morning, getting that Thanksgiving spirit. You could be having a berry pie. You could be mixing any kind of berries you want into a single pie. Everyone loves to have berries for breakfast. Key lime pie. Now you might say, hey, that sounds like a dessert. Key lime yogurt. Now that's a breakfast. Put that in a pie. That's a pie. Pizza pie. We've all been there. Hand pies. Egg pies. Clam chowder pies. Okay, so hand pies, that would be like empanadas or any other sort of dumpling. Egg pie, that's quiche. That's a great breakfast. Clam chowder pie. I'm sorry, have you ever had a bread bowl? That's sure as hell a pie, even if you don't think of it as one. You got to expand your minds.
Interesting.
Pie is everywhere. Whenever we look at a breakfast menu, everything you see, it's already pie. Egg in the hole, that's a fucking pie. Egg in the middle, that's the filling. Bread on the outside, that's the pie crust. Chicken and waffles, that's a pie. Again, that's like a savory chicken pie. Stale cold pizza, that's a fucking pie. No question whatsoever. Chocolate chip pancakes, that's a chocolate pie. Let's see. Yes, of course, the Monte Cristo. Now that, even if you disagree with any of the others, that's a fucking pie. And then the bowl of cereal, the classic, fallback. That's not a pie, but you could say that it's certainly an inverse pie. We have the filling on the outside, the milk, and the baked dough on the inside. That's the cereal. In conclusion, pie is the best breakfast. And all the best breakfasts are pies. I yield my time.
Okay. All right. Thank you, PB, for your presentation. I feel like everybody's going to have a take that involves cereal. It sounds like that seems pretty quintessential. The time for questions and debate starts now.
Challenging stuff.
It was
really challenging.
You can't deny that.
I'm trying to elevate the medium here,
So, I can't help but notice you spent most of your presentation on jokes and humor instead of talking up the benefits of a pie. Do you think that without the jokes, your pie could stand the heat of the oven?
Absolutely. First of all, most pies do want to experience a fair amount of heat in the oven to, get a nice golden brown crisp. And furthermore, I'm sorry, have you had pie for breakfast? Because it is better than like any other option for breakfast, being perfectly serious right now. A slice of leftover pie, cold from the fridge, or maybe warming it up in the oven for like 5 minutes. You've got the crispiness, you've got the fruitiness, it's refreshing, it's sugary.
How do you
feels a
plan to
little
get your
extravagant.
protein? How do you plan to get your protein to survive through the day from your apple pie?
Well, if you really need protein in your breakfast, then you could certainly go for a savory pie, more
You can
of
have
a
meat
meat
pies.
pie.
That's normal, yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
again,
you
we
did
the
mention
pizza pie
quiche
example.
also.
Yes, quiche is another option. Or also pie with a side of bacon, perfectly acceptable.
I'm gonna leave aside the I'm not gonna quibble about the ontological definition of pie with you because that's a losing fight. Riley's on this stream. There's no way I can argue that a lot of these things that you called pie are not pie at all. But that's beside the point. I want to hone in. How do you make key lime pie, BB? Because you said something pretty whack about how to make key lime pie.
Because I was completely improvising. What did I say that was completely whack?
That if you put key lime yogurt in a pie crust, that's key lime pie.
Yes.
No.
Anything in a pie crust is a pie.
That's not how that works.
Okay.
But
sure.
I was making the argument there that the flavor palette of a key lime pie, although you might at first think that's a little bit intense for breakfast, you would certainly have a key lime yogurt. And
I mean,
consider that
I've definitely had key lime yogurt before. I didn't feel good about myself afterwards, but I had it.
Mix it in with some granola. some berries, then you can feel a little better about yourself.
Couple of
Jacqueline,
berries.
Claudia, do you have opinions on this? Do you have questions?
I think that defining cereal as an inverse pie breaks your rule of what a pie is, that it has to be cooked. Unless you're going fully inverse, in which case you uncook.
I'm sorry, do you think that your Cheerios have never seen the inside of an oven or any heat?
I mean, I guess. But that's like
Just
not
because you
part-
weren't the one to heat them does not mean that they have not in fact been cooked, and they are in fact some sort of cooked dough.
I'm not on trial here.
It's very much
Simply
You are on trial.
It's
I
the
have a
classic
question.
Socratic method.
If I was not a PNG, I would raise my little hand. So okay, I accept that everything is a pie for the sake of this, right?
Sure.
Does that not
You
mean
don't have to
equally?
accept that.
Does that not mean equally that every single bad food that falls under these definitions is also a pie?
like if I put durian in a pie shell.
Why would you?
I'm sure
though?
someone would love it. First of
Good news,
all.
I made a mustard and sausage pie. That's it. That's all.
That
it is.
actually sounds really good. So
Yeah, I would
No,
eat that.
it's
Yeah,
too
yeah,
much.
Riley, I would eat that. You don't have
That
much
sounds
time on
pretty
that.
good. Don't put sugar in your pie crust, and that's fine.
No, it is a sugary pie crust as well.
No, that's bad. Okay.
Well, then you
sweet and
just
savory.
messed up making your pie. You can always. I agree. There are good pies and there are better pies. And sometimes, if you try, you can make a bad pie. But you kind of have to try to make a bad pie. We're talking about people acting in good faith here. Yes, you can come up with a bad
yeah,
faith
of
argument
course,
and
of
say,
course.
like,
Don't be
yeah,
ridiculous.
sure, a mud pie is not actually a good breakfast.
I would say
Yes,
that
but
there are
who
more
would
bad
reasonably
pies
eat
on
a
the
mud
earth
pie
than good
for
pies.
any meal?
Here's a question for you, PB. Just an intellectual question here. How do you answer the assertion that pie is bad?
Well,
It's
I
bad.
am
All
not
pie
going to
is
take any-
bad.
I'm
Mhm.
not going to take a stand here, but you might have someone coming to a certain Pokemon who is a dragon grass type showing up at your house at the middle of the night to try
Sure.
to
I
re-educate
mean,
you.
look, you can
I'd
tell
be
me that
frightened if
anything is a
had
Pokemon.
any moves.
I can't control him. He does this on his own. So just like be careful about what you say, while Appleton's in earshot.
I think you
Understood.
need to reevaluate your like solipsistic sort of worldview.
Mhm.
Oh my God. Jesus Christ. Good God in heaven.
Pie isn't even the best dessert. It's not even in the top 10 of desserts.
All
Bogus.
right. That's the R&B. That's the R&B timer. So we'll go once again. We'll start with Claudia. Pie for breakfast. Valid or
Yeah,
bogus?
I'm gonna give that a valid. I when
Thank
Jacqueline
you.
was saying, oh sorry, when PB was saying pumpkin pie for breakfast, I was like, you know what? You've sold me.
All right. Okay. Jacqueline, valid or bogus?
Okay, I think that, man, it's valid.
Oh, okay. 2 for valid. Riley, valid
Bogus.
or bogus? Pie for
Bogus take.
breakfast.
Bogus take. You take the beauty of chicken and waffles and you say that is a pie? Absolutely not.
I see how it
Absolutely
is.
not in my goddamn house. Not in my life.
I feel like you already have enough rivals, Riley. Do you really want another?
I can take them on all day because I keep winning these fights.
Okay, Max, a valid or bogus?
That's bogus, Audrey.
I don't get a vote here, but I think that I've made myself pretty clear. So, chat, it's time for you to vote. Is pie for breakfast a valid or bogus take?
Right now, Valid is winning 52-15. So
We might be able to call it for valid.
Ooh, yeah, that's pretty strongly.
it's a we
Wait,
have
52 to
1 minute on-
15?
another 30
So-
seconds on the clock.
People
'Cause you
can
can
certainly
52 to
spend all of their
15
channel
votes.
vote points to sway the vote.
Oh, there it goes. 31,
Yeah, there it goes.
3-42.
It's
Oh,
happening.
my. Oh,
It's a nail
goodness, what's
biter.
happening?
If you're voting for bogus, stay in line. Valid passes.
Valid takes
Oh,
it. All
right,
right,
valid.
pie for breakfast. Valid. The chat has spoken.
We should get a
I
big
can
red
do
like
this.
valid mark to go over, or valid or
Alright.
bogus mark to go over people's cameras.
I would just like to conclude by saying that I understand that my presentation may not have been quite up to the par that you expect in the Parliament, and I am very sorry for that. But the fact that valid passed regardless proves the strength of my argument. Thank you.
Can't deny it. Can't deny it. What do
This is
I have
me.
here? If
This
this
is
is you,
Riley.
it
I
skipped a
recognize
slide.
it.
There we go. All right, we got you. All right, Riley, you ready?
I'm ready. You click play. We got an auto transition at the beginning here.
Perfect. Let's do it.
We talked a lot about breakfast today and how it is beautiful and what is good. You have to click once. There it is. Now, sweet breakfast. It's everywhere. We talked a lot about it today, even in the terms of pies and oats and what have you. And I do have one thing to say about sweet breakfast, and that it's bullshit. Sweet breakfast fucking blows. It is ass. It is awful. It is not the thing you should be eating for your breakfast if you have any self-respect. Next slide. What is a breakfast function? It's to sustain you for the morning hours. It's to give you a reason to wake up, joy and positivity. A breakfast is meant, when they say it's the most important meal of the day, that is because there's one thing it's supposed to do, and that is get you up and moving. It's to get you energized. And you have to ask yourself, what does savory breakfast provide? It provides your protein, your dairy, grains. It provides all these flavors and ideas that mix well with like coffee or water or milk or what have you. And what does sweet breakfast provide? A tummy ache. You don't want that. That's not how you're going to start your fucking day. Savory breakfast is the only thing that's worth its salt. Next. Your body needs salt, protein, and fat, not sugar, sugar, sugar. When you think of breakfast, what do you imagine? You think of bacon, you think of eggs, you think of sausage, you think of chicken and waffles featured on here 3 times.
That's proper, as it should be. Yeah.
Yes. You think of biscuits and gravy in that bottom left. You think of hashed browns, all these things that are delicious. And the secret here is 5 out of these 7 pictures are pictures I have taken of mine own breakfasts. These are things that I eat on the regular and love very dearly. If you have to fuck with sweet, if you have to, I will point your attention to the top right. That is a sweet chicken wing that is on top of a savory waffle, a chive waffle there. It is delicious. Now, next slide. In 1897, the first breakfast sandwich was spotted in the U.S. It was a Denver-style omelet, but what if bread instead?
Spotted.
That is a fact. It was found loose and they said an omelet, and they said this omelet's delicious, but where else could it be? You can put that on a sandwich. And then, what was it? In 1975, the McGriddle was introduced. And it's soaked all over your hands and it ruined so many people's days. Sweets cannot hang. They cannot do what breakfast needs to do, which is rejuvenate, energize, and taste fucking good. I believe I yield my slides. I think I just put 4 slides in here because that's all I
think you did. Yeah.
Riley, who is that?
That's me.
Oh.
You said that's you?
I'm looking longingly at a breakfast sandwich. Yeah. I at one point had short hair and a mustache. Long hair Riley has not been here for long.
Say it's an older picture, but it holds up.
Holds up.
All right. The timer for debate and questions starts now.
Question.
Yes.
Riley, why do you get to have an entire genre? Why do you get to have a genre as your pick? Why do you get
I
to
said have a hot breakfast take, and my hot breakfast take is one entire genre out of the 2 genres is shit. Next question.
Not a
Riley,
question.
what about vegetarians?
What about vegetarians? You can have savory vegetarian food as well. You know how many times I've made a little bit of, you can have a chicken and waffles with a breaded tofu that you've pressed out and had in your freezer, popped it back out, flatten that bad boy, then bread it, put that in with your breakfast gravy, and then you can also have a biscuit there. That is king. That is delicious. Beans is a classical breakfast. You can have beans in your breakfast. It is a thing that both the South and the Brits do. It is a classic. And
beans is a bridge too far. Beans is a bridge too far for me. I'm with you until beans.
That's fair. That's fair.
Now you were saying that making the overnight oats was too
Mhm.
much effort.
Yes.
And now you are suggesting that you wake up in the morning and immediately de-thaw tofu,
Yeah.
bread it, fry it, so that you can put it onto a waffle. Why
Do
not
not
just
have-
eat the waffle?
Do you not already have pre-prepped tofu that
Oh
is
my
in your fridge?
god.
That
I
is
do
a
have it in my
skill
fridge,
issue.
but I still have to fucking fry it and
Yeah,
shit
you have
and
to
bread
bread it.
it.
Yeah, that's breakfast, baby. Every morning, I wake
Breading?
literally every morning. I make hash browns, 3 eggs, cheese, and put that in a tortilla. Toast both sides of that tortilla while I'm grinding my coffee beans here in my kitchen. I let that thing go, and then I eat my breakfast, sit down at this very table, and then go about my business for the hour before work because I wake up 2 hours before work. PB, I see
It's a
your
lot
hand.
of effort.
You grind
Yes,
your own
all right,
coffee
have-
beans, so you're already putting in more effort than most people do for
You see
breakfast.
the picture of me with a mustache. I am a
I know.
hipster.
All right. First of all, I would like to say that I appreciate the beautiful bond of love between you and that sandwich. I hope that you are enjoying the matrimonial bliss nowadays. Second, I have just a series of questions here. So you would say that like a very good, ideal, proper, savory breakfast includes, you've got your bacon, you've got your or whatever other like protein you want, sausage,
The ideal
tofu,
breakfast
whatever.
is chicken and biscuits and gravy.
Yes, you've got your hash browns.
Mhm.
I'm just trying to depict a good, proper, savory breakfast plate for you here.
You take this.
You've got your eggs. How do you like your eggs?
Oh, PB, don't bring us back to the egg debate.
Oh, I just want to know what Riley's personal preference is,
Right.
not about how they are.
It's true. It's true.
How I have my
I'm just-
eggs?
Mhm.
It depends completely on the source. I usually do a dippy egg, a sunny side up, kind of
All
like
right.
the
You've
pink
got a
crust.
lovely, perfect sunny side up egg, and then you've got toast, right?
Yeah.
And you've got that nice triangular slice of toast on the
Mhm.
diner plate. And well, what do you put on that toast? Well, of course, you put some butter on there. But what's that? It's a little plastic thingy of jam.
That has
Are you
never been.
not gonna put that
you-
jam
You're
on the
now
toast?
inventing a thing. You are inventing a thing because I have the yolk of my egg right there. You are crafting a situation. You are inventing a guy, and I'm telling you right now, I am not that guy. And here's
Okay,
the
I'm
thing, we've already gone a bit too far
Well-
because you've implied that I've got a triangle of bread. No, I have a square. Because what do? I take that dippy egg, I slap that right onto the bread. I take the hash brown, I put that on the dippy egg. The bacon goes on.
I don't
top
know
of
if you can call it dippy anymore, if that's what you're
Squish
doing.
it, squish out
I don't
the
know if you can
sides. I
call
have
it
a
that.
sandwich the way God intended from 1897.
So,
All right,
Riley,
all right, you
what do
might
you
have me here.
classify? What do you classify sweet breakfast foods as, if not breakfast?
They're breakfast. There's bad breakfast.
Oh, they're just bad. Okay, that's
They're
fair.
just a
Bad
weaker
breakfast.
choice. It is like when you walk into a fakery, which is a bakery that only serves pastries and doesn't make
Mm.
bread. And it's very much they're like, oh, only
that's
cupcakes and stuff. And it's like, no. There's a whole nother world, and that is bread. And there's a whole other world from pancakes, from donuts, from all that nonsense. And that is an egg sandwich.
Are there any further questions, Jacqueline?
My mouth is watering, but I'm so angry. I don't.
I have one more question. You ever had candied bacon, Riley?
No, I have, and I don't prefer it.
You never like dipped your bacon in a little bit of maple syrup?
I don't use syrup when I have breakfast. When I eat waffles, I have them with usually chicken and gravy on top of it. Actually,
Okay, I guess then a follow-up question. Have you had all of these sweet breakfasts that you are slandering right now?
I have. If you go back to that first slide, you
Yeah.
go back to that first slide, you know what it is? Some of those are my pictures.
None of those are your
Which
pictures.
ones?
Those
These are
are
your pictures.
those came from Shutterstock, right?
They're
All
stock
of those came from
photos.
Shutterstock.
Lie. Yeah, that
All
one
right,
is a
all right.
lie. I just wanted to see if I can get away with it.
Our debate time is up, so it's time to see what chat votes. I guess I should actually see what you guys vote while chat is voting. So,
Sure.
Claudia, valid or bogus?
Bogus, not because savory breakfast is bogus, but because your take that sweet breakfast is bullshit is bogus.
Understood. All
And
right.
this poll does not reflect what your actual opinion here is.
Jacqueline, valid or bogus?
Bogus. You can get all the components that Riley listed in Sweet Breakfast too. It's fine. It's good.
All right, Max, valid or bogus?
It's valid.
Thank you, Max.
It's valid. Yeah.
All right, chat has decided that savory
PB
breakfast.
didn't vote. PB might vote with me.
I know. Chat has decided it's valid, which makes PB the deciding vote because it's too valid, too bogus.
Oh, I shouldn't be given power like this, but no, it's bogus. If only because Riley tried to lie about the images on this first slide. Otherwise, I might have voted valid. But no, it's
and Riley,
bogus.
I do have to stop you before, like, the reason I was struggling is because you said some really whack shit about syrup. That's just totally whack. Like, you can, sweet ingredient can be perfectly valid component of savory breakfast because sweet and savory together is good.
Yeah, and I do understand that. I see what you're saying. However, I just believe in my heart that there is never a situation in which I would prefer to have donuts to a breakfast burrito.
All right.
There's at least one situation for me.
The situation is that if I don't eat these donuts, somebody will come in and shoot me.
No, I like donuts. They're tasty.
I mean, I was going to say if it's like one of Krispy Kreme's specialty days, Krispy Kreme donuts can get it.
Do you remember when Krispy Kreme was giving you free donut if you got your COVID shot?
I do not.
Do you remember that? That was real.
Before
They give you a free donut.
Can I tell you something really quick? Go back to the food slide with all the pictures of food on it.
Sure. This one?
I had that bottom picture of chicken and waffles up on my screen at work as like full screen on one monitor for 4 hours on Friday.
Normal. Yeah, normal.
Oh man, Riley, my partner for Easter for our family did chicken and waffles instead of other breakfast. But it's because my in-laws don't like eggs and cheese. So, you
You do what you gotta do.
They don't like eggs and cheese.
Yeah.
Now that's bogus.
I know, right?
In-laws bogus.
Bogus.
All right. Okay. All right. Max, you're up next.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
Are you
Let's
ready?
get started. Yeah, I'm ready.
Let's do it.
So, I have decided to take a similar tack to Riley, but I've gone a bit narrower. Instead of arguing just generally that all sweet breakfast is bad, all savory breakfast is good, I want to hone in specifically on why your oatmeal that you make with sweet ingredients sucks and my oatmeal that I make with savory ingredients whips total ass.
Okay.
Next slide, please.
Woo.
So
Why is it doing fancy things?
I don't know. So breakfast is savory. I will say that. There's a lot of really tasty savory options for breakfast, eggs and stuff, biscuits and gravy, and some of the other really nice flavors that I think just about everyone can agree on. Nice flavors generally are things like chili, cumin, onions. I just think that these are all the good things that we have in life for meals and eating to make food with. Next slide, please. Okay, so let's get it together. I'm going to actually do something that nobody else has done so far, and I'm going to provide you with a recipe. How does that sound? Probably good. Next slide, please.
Go.
So this is my recipe for correct oatmeal. It starts with a half a cup of oats, whatever kind you got. A little bit of water or broth, 1 cup. And if you're using water, now here's the fun stuff. You can get some bouillon. I use a brand called Better Than Bouillon. I've not been paid by Better Than Bouillon, so I will not say whether it's good or not. I use a brand that is that. And then I take some onions and garlic, dos huevos, and spices to taste, unless you have bad taste. I am nasty, so cheese is part of it. And what we do here is we put the broth in the pan and we crank it till it boils. We cut the alliums and we sizzle them gently in a separate pan. This is very important. You don't cook your onions and garlic in water. That's very bad. It will make it taste bad and feel bad. Now, cooking onions and garlic is guaranteed to bring people into the room to say, what smells so good? And that's how you know this is the right way to make oatmeal. You boil your oats in that broth for 5 minutes. Add your cooked allium and spices can be things like chili, cumin, as before mentioned. Also, a bit of Italian herbs might go quite well. Oregano is fun. And then cheese. Yeah, you bet your ass. Put a little bit of cheese in there at the end. What I like to do also is I get this brand, another brand that I won't say if it's good or not because they haven't given me any money, called Morning Star Farms. They make a lovely vegetarian imitation meat patty that I like to fry up and then chop into little pieces and sprinkle on top. Next slide, please. Yeah, and so that's it. Do not text me. I will not answer. I've given you all the information you need. That question mark down there is supposed to be a middle finger emoji, but it did not print out
didn't
properly.
populate. Yeah.
I think
I
that's
do
funny,
like that you're quizzical on whether or not this person's family is not.
Oh man.
And that's it.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Max. Thank you.
Mhm. You're welcome.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
absolutely.
start our 5-minute timer here for questions and debate. I can already sense that there's gonna be a lot of it.
Sure.
Go.
No, it's perfect. I'm gonna make that. I'm gonna try that.
Hey, Max. I
Yeah.
thought we were like friends. Yeah, I thought
Oh,
we were
we
like
are. It's just that
comrades.
this is maybe what's right for me isn't right for you.
Oh,
You know
man.
what? You don't want to say
Literal ham in the chat is reacting as though I've said raw onions, and that's not what I said.
Okay,
You're cooking the onions.
here's my real question. If it's so good, make it overnight then. Describe how you would make it overnight.
I tried this once and it was bad. I'm not going to make bones about that. I tried making this overnight and it was really it was like one of the most unpleasant food experiences I've ever had in my life.
So it's like a more negative thing to say about overnight oats is that it isn't. You can't.
You just can't do savory oatmeal overnight because no matter what. Now, see, here's the thing. Now, I don't know if other people are going to agree with me on this. Savory food, you got to eat that hot. So no matter what, you're going to get a pan out and you're going to cook that. You're going to heat that overnight oat.
Yep.
So.
Max,
do you
you ever
eat-
tried frying up an egg and throwing that on top?
Oh yeah, baby, I'll do that. That's great. Now, what I like to do is I take a pan, get that thing hot as fuck, really, really hot. Put a little bit of oil, put the egg right in, sizzle, baste the egg with oil. Okay.
Mm.
Outside edges get crispy, yolk gets cooked a little bit. Put that on top of the oatmeal. Cut it up with your spoon. There you go.
I just think that we need to have Max host a cooking show.
We on this
I
very
wouldn't mind
network,
that.
we had a show called Dish Course for a moment, and it should have come back. We think very fondly of food. When we do our next in-person stream, baby, we are gonna eat so fucking good as a group.
I'm gonna say
Please.
the same thing to you that I said to Jacqueline. How do you respond to the allegations that this is gruel, perhaps one that might be enjoyed by Oliver Twist?
Well, I think probably orphans were not eating fresh vegetables and also possibly fresh eggs. I think gruel gets a bad name. And also, like, let's get down to it. A calorie, folks. You know what I'm saying? Like a calorie is a calorie. You need that energy. You got to charge those batteries up.
Max over here on the like 1800s factory owner beat.
This is a lot of effort for calories as calories.
Are you
Calories is
standing right now?
calories, you know. It takes me. I'll see that it takes me about 20 minutes to make this in the morning. But you know what?
A
Kitchen
good
smells
breakfast
great.
can take time.
And it
20
tastes good.
minutes isn't that bad.
Good breakfast takes time.
Someone in the chat, we have a couple people in the chat saying that they have savory breakfasts that are cold. Chinese food for breakfast, leftover Italian,
Okay.
leftover pizza,
Leftover-
hard-boiled
leftover
eggs
is different.
Listen,
with hot sauce.
leftover takeout, you can have that for breakfast. I'm not comfortable calling it breakfast food. You can have it for breakfast. That's perfectly fine. I don't know if I would call it breakfast. You're just eating dinner again.
Second dinner, I see.
Max, you are.
Do you all
so
ever
right.
say things that like you don't know if you believe them, but they're just coming out of your mouth and you don't know what to do about it?
Every
Yeah.
day.
This will be about 10
That's what
minutes
this
ago,
is,
I
right?
feel you.
That's
Yeah,
what
that
this
is
is.
what
That's
this
what this whole show
Yeah, we
is.
all
Yeah.
have podcasts. We all know what that's like.
Oh my god.
Chat has been voting, and I gotta tell you, looking pretty valid right now in chat.
That's people are definitely liking
When
the
I worked
savory oats.
when I worked at the co-op, the grocery co-op, I did one time. Part of my job was running samples, and one time I just made my savory breakfast oatmeal, brought it in, and served it out as samples, and everybody was like, "That's really good. Can I have the recipe?" So,
I have one final question for Max.
Mm.
And it kind of occurred to me as we were having this conversation. I was kind of thinking back.
now
over the
what
course
is
of the-
happening? Now what is happening on the vote? Now what is
No.
happening?
No, Max, you listen to me. You listen to me really quick.
Okay.
What were you gonna say about that picture of me holding the sandwich before you realized it was me?
I wasn't going to say anything about it. I just didn't know who that was. I was just wondering who that man was.
Oh,
Stock image.
Who's that sad person eating a sandwich?
He wasn't sad. He was in love.
Sad. I
Isn't
got
that both
sad.
the
I got a
same?
morose energy from that image.
Just the melancholy. Oh, there's the R&B. Okay, so our discussion time has ended again. So once again, I'm going to ask you, PARLIAMOONT, Claudia, valid or bogus that spicy/savory oatmeal is the way to go? I don't know that you actually said spicy, Max. I'm just imagining.
You can make
spicy
it
oatmeal.
spicy. That's perfectly
Yeah.
fine. Yeah.
oh.
So, despite my accusations of gruel, and despite not despite thinking that overnight oats are gross, the fact that this oatmeal is fresh makes it valid.
All right. Jacqueline, I suspect that we know what you're going to say because I think that you and Max are mortal enemies now, but valid or bogus?
I didn't realize it was going to come to this when this happened. I'm going to give you the parliamenters respect here, and give you the valid because this does sound. I would try it, but also it sounds like if oatmeal saw kanji and was like, people like that.
It's basically kanji, but oatmeal. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm not going to beat those allegations at all. It is kanji oatmeal.
Okay, Riley, bogus
I
or
think part of what
valid?
it makes it obviously it's valid. I think Max might be the most valid person here, but I think the thing that helps him so much is that every time that they get hit with something that they can't beat, they just go, "I can't beat that," and then we stop talking about it.
Yep. PB, valid or bogus?
I'll go unanimous here. It's valid.
PARLIAMOONT and chat has spoken.
I was also going to.
Did
hit
anyone
it.
else hear Jack and Diane for
I
a
did.
second?
I did hear that.
That was me. I did that.
Love
I
it.
got Jack and Diane on my soundboard.
It's
Man,
perfect.
we get fucking rowdy with these soundboards in the moon
We
chat.
sure do.
We are so well behaved right now.
Just for how much longer, right? All right, Claudia, are you ready?
I am. Two of my slides do have mid-slide animations to go to the next paragraph, just for the record.
I will tap
I'm
extra times if it's not all showing up.
okay. I'm glad I'm going last because I have the most objectively correct breakfast opinions. I went incredibly broad. I didn't realize we were supposed to just bring one thing, so I just brought a
Oh
bunch
my.
of things that I think
Ooh.
about for breakfast, all my hot takes. Slide. So here are the best hot breakfasts that I enjoy. I love French toast. It combines eggs. It combines breakfast in a sweet fashion that has maybe a little bit of a savory hint to it. Also, our long distance partners who are in the chat right now make it for us whenever we're together. They get girlfriend coffee. I get French toast. It's great. I also love waffles. Waffles are crispy. They're fluffy. They have a good ability to hold syrups with little squares, and it doesn't soak the entire thing
Little
like
squares,
a
yeah.
pancake. It doesn't puff it up and make it entirely syrup. And over easy eggs, I believe, are the best way to cook eggs. They're runny for bread dipping. It has a good ratio of egg white to egg yolk. I don't really like egg white all that much, but with an over easy egg, it mixes right in. But all of these need to be homemade, as it says there. No Eggos, no toaster French toast. They're disgusting. They just do not get the thing right because they need to be preserved. also, you need to mix these batters by hand. If you were doing it with a stand mixer or, God forbid, a blender, it's just going to be completely wrong. Next slide, please.
Oh, yes. Well, will you let me click PowerPoint? It might not. There it is.
There we go. Yeah, here's some things I don't like. Meat, we're vegetarians. Meat has very generally monotonous tone and taste and texture. I don't like it. The way most people make scrambled eggs is terrible. They are overcooked. They are rubbery. They taste terrible. And I also do not like milk on cereal. I think that it drowns the milk. I think that it's gross. Next slide, please, because I know what you're thinking. No milk on cereal? Next slide. Here's a recipe for Alexandrite cereal. Step 1, you pour cereal into the bowl. Step 2, you put fruit on top, preferably strawberries. Step 3, you add a splash of cream and you stir and you eat. That's right, cream on cereal, just a little bit. It gets it a little bit damp, I guess, but that doesn't really convey the the deliciousness of it. But it makes it milky but not drowning, you know? And I like
Milky.
milk. I love milk. I drink milk by itself. Nicole said that was my only flaw. And
I'm also a milk drinker. I support you.
Milk is
thank
great.
you.
Yeah, same.
Strong
But
bone.
milk and cereal, it's too much. It's too much of a good thing, you know? And
Milk is a
those are
baking
my
ingredient. Yeah.
exactly. These are my takes. I will take questions and comments from the chat now.
All right.
You've blown my
started.
mind with this cereal recipe.
Mhm.
I have a question about this cereal recipe. Are you a rich Victorian child?
I
Eating
have been
berries and
accused of
cream.
such. It depends on the day.
I do have a question about the cream.
Mhm.
Is this half and half, or is this
Like heavy
whipping
cream.
cream?
It can be any. I prefer heavy cream. I also, light cream is a
Wow.
nice
It's decadent.
blend if you're going to not do like if you're not going with half and half, but you don't want to. But the idea of heavy cream sounds gross. Light cream, it's nice. It's divine. Yes, PB.
When we make this cereal, is there a specific type of cereal we should use? Like, are we using a sugary cereal? Are we using like a healthy, like whole grain cereal? Is there a specific type?
I think
Ideal.
the best cereal for this is probably going to be one that has kind of a low flavor palette in general. I'm talking Rice Krispies, regular Cheerios, though Honey Nut Cheerios are really good with this. Maybe Chex Mix, but I think that Rice Krispies are probably the best ones. The particles themselves are small. If you're having like rice Chex, they're kind of like huge, and I don't know. It's just a lot. Riley.
How do you make your scrambled eggs?
I don't generally. I think it's a lot of effort, but I have tried the Gordon Ramsay approach, where it's just like a very slowly cooked thing that's like kind of just coming together.
I'll hit you with this. I think if you make your scrambled eggs with high heat, they only need to cook for about 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eggs
You know?
keep
And that's the
cooking after
thing.
you
People
take them
cook them
off
for
heat.
like 5 minutes on high heat.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
slap those bad boys on, you slap those bad boys off.
Exactly. As soon as you stop seeing runniness, it's just, yeah.
Can you combine all of the takes that you presented here and present them in one sentence?
I choose not to dilute myself into sound bites. My take is breakfast is only good when I'm making and consuming it.
Oh, wow.
That's Schrodinger's breakfast.
You have the only right way to make breakfast.
Exactly. I have the best way to make breakfast, in my own opinion.
Wait, point of order. Didn't you say that one of your favorite breakfasts was made by your partner?
Yes, that is true.
Critical hit noise. So, do they make good breakfast?
They do. I love their French toast.
But is it as
know?
good as if you had made it?
I don't know. I don't put in the effort to make French toast for myself, really.
I have a
Like-
question about French toast. Have you ever had PB&J French toast?
I'm allergic to peanuts.
Oh no. Well, that sucks.
Who's Jay? I don't think Jay's on this.
No.
That is true. I can't see myself putting jam or jelly onto French toast. But I actually have put sunflower seed butter onto French toast a couple of times. Also, my partners in the chat do say that their French toast comes with kisses.
Hold on.
Aw.
Kisses, I believe.
Claudia, I need to cede your time because Chris just said the most absurd shit I've ever seen in the chat. Chris said any runny egg is fucked, like he was born in the fucking depression.
Well, now,
What is the
now,
matter with you?
let's
point of
not.
order,
Let's
point of
hold on.
order.
Hold on. A jammy egg. That's lovely. A runny, like liquid, watery egg. That's no bueno.
Runny
No,
egg is
yeah.
good. Yes. Pop it. You want it to goop down the sides.
I would
I
like to
think
appeal
that in
to
a specific
parliamentary
context
procedure.
is good, in others not.
Yes,
that this
parliamentary procedure.
This is the time for interrogating Claudia's takes.
You're right. Correct. Chris,
And going
true.
Chris will
getting
have
back
his
into
turn in
egg
the gauntlet.
discourse.
Ooh, I challenge Chris in the court
you,
of
BB.
Parliament.
Are there any questions from the chat on my hot takes?
Claudia, what are acceptable fruit alternatives besides strawberries on cereal?
Blueberries are good. I could see blackberries or raspberries are kind of seedy for me, but if we're going with either one of them, I think that raspberries is better. The sourness of the raspberry goes really well with the cream. I think that's kind of it. If you wanted to, you could probably wow, 99% valid. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I was the only unvalid vote.
Oh.
The last thing I was going to say is if you are not like me and allergic to kiwi, I could see cutting kiwis up into small bits and doing that. But I am allergic.
Oh no.
Oh, peaches. Peaches are also good.
Delicious. All right, Parliamoont, it's time to determine if Claudia's breakfast takes are valid or bogus. Jacqueline.
Mental calculus here. Valid? I think valid. Yeah, pretty good takes.
All right, Riley, valid or bogus?
I think that Claudia has presented a bunch of pretty good takes. Some I disagree with, but overall, is more positive than negative.
All right, Max.
That's valid.
So far, 3 for 3 valid. And PB?
I have a few concerns. Just that these takes aren't hot enough. It feels like they're almost like generally agreeable takes. I don't know if there's anything
Ooh.
particularly spicy
fair.
here. I guess no milk and cereal is a bit of a spicy take. So yeah, I'll go valid because that was at least one take that was pushing the Parliament. I just didn't want to reward someone for coming in with just people pleasers, you know?
I understand.
I didn't
and
think I was
Chad, of
coming in with
course.
people pleasers, to be honest.
Chat, we have a quick poll going on about Chris's no runny eggs opinion, so you can vote there on that. I do have one other person who's not in this call, but wished to be represented in the Parliament, and that is Vida, and she has recorded a little video for us. So we're gonna play this.
Hi, I'm Vida. I am the Moonshot International correspondent reporting to you live from Helsinki. Unfortunately, I couldn't make it to this Parliament stream on Breakfast Opinions because it is 4 a.m. at the time that this is airing. But
It is very, very
LT
quiet.
and
Very
Riley
quiet.
have said,
Yeah, we are not getting Vita's
record
audio.
message, tell us how you feel.
Sure,
So
how do
that's
we
what
get
I'm doing.
louder? Hang on, I'm gonna
Pause
put it
it. We all be quiet.
Hi, I'm
Crank
Vida.
the,
I am the Moonshot
Desktop
External
is
audio.
at 100%.
Turn up your actual desktop with like the volume button on it.
Perfect. Okay, let's give it a shot here.
Hi, I'm Vida. I am the Moonshot International correspondent reporting to you live from Helsinki. Unfortunately, I couldn't make it to this Parliament stream on Breakfast Opinions because it is 4 a.m. at the time that this is airing. But LT and Riley have said, hey, send us a pre-recorded message. Tell us how you feel. So that's what I'm doing. All right, breakfast opinions. I think here's 5. Number 1, you can have soup for breakfast. Number 2, you should have rice for breakfast. Number 3, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Number 4, a savory breakfast is better than a sweet breakfast. And number 5, anything can be a breakfast food if you're not a coward. Thank you so much. I look forward to winning.
All right. Gonna turn us back down here.
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
those are good takes.
All right.
Again, we have a third savory breakfast representative here, and
We
I think
do.
that's beautiful.
So Vita did kind of what Claudia did, which was a lot of takes in one. So we will judge her based on all of those takes. But I did promise that I would channel my best Vita for the discussion and question portion of this. So I'm going to do what I can. I screened this video in advance for this to prepare.
Can build and argue it.
So okay, time starts now.
How do you
First thing, Audrey, you have a echo going.
Oh no, hang on. I'll turn myself down. Da, 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 da.
Or everyone has, or oh, sorry, I turned on the volume of the Twitch chat. Never mind. Ignore me.
No worries. Keep going. Ask me.
My question is, how do you defend soup as a breakfast?
You know, I'm going to be honest with you, Riley. This was the hardest one for me to build an argument for, but I'm going to go really controversial whether or not Vita wants me to. Cereal is soup.
I love this energy you're bringing. I actually asked you this because I know, like Vita said later in the conversation, anything can be a breakfast food, and I recognize that breakfast food as a whole is a kind of American sensibility or an English sensibility, right?
It's construct, yeah.
You break out of that, you can do anything, and that is kind of where that soup comes in. Because I know for a dish course in the past, for I think a couple extra lives ago, Vita made like a very nice soup for whatever the meal for breakfast. That was good.
I mean, my personal opinion on soup is that it's the best, but in terms of breakfast, I would eat like a potato soup for breakfast. You already eat a frick ton of potatoes if you're eating hash browns and stuff, so might as well have like a potato soup with little sour cream and like an egg in there, or like ramen. I would have a ramen breakfast bowl with eggs in it.
I agree.
Let me just clarify something. So the second point was that every breakfast should include rice?
Yeah, so the points were you can have soup for breakfast, you should have rice for breakfast.
So should we be having rice as a side on our soup? Should we be mixing the rice into the soup? Like what is the interaction between those two takes?
Many cultures mix rice into the soup, and that's perfectly fine.
I mean, I'm
Okay,
a super like boring palate person, and I just like to make rice and then scoop myself like a little half cup of it and eat it plain white, like maybe with a little bit of brown sugar if I'm eating it cold, or a little bit of soy or like hot sauce if I'm eating it hot.
I've had just like a runny egg in rice, and it's
Yes. Oh, egg over rice is like it's like a Japanese food, and you don't cook the egg all the way, and you pour it over the rice while the rice is really hot, and then it like cooks with the rice while you're mixing it.
Okay.
It's
Yeah,
really good.
That's good.
Would you
Where
have a
I'm
side
stuck
of-
is where I'm stuck is everything is breakfast, or anything can be breakfast. I don't know that I agree with this.
I mean,
Because as I said earlier, if you've got leftovers from dinner, that to me is just dinner again. I don't
second
know if
dinner.
that's
Sure, sure. I mean, I think to go really philosophical, which is where Vita would want me to take it, just channeling my inner Vita here.
She would.
Time is a construct, which means that the meals that are
fuck.
arbitrarily assigned to times are constructs, and so anything can be a breakfast food.
This is as Ford Prefect said in The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, time is an illusion, lunchtime doubly so.
Exactly.
I was having a conversation with Vita just the other day where I was saying breakfast burritos are great, and Vita said, "How would you define a breakfast burrito? What makes it breakfasty?"
There's eggs in it.
That is often what
There's eggs in it. Yeah, there's eggs in it.
And that is often what I say whenever I go, "It's a breakfast blank," and Vita goes, "What do you mean by that?" And I say, "It has eggs." Like,
Usually the addition of eggs, right?
so it's an egg sandwich. And I think if you break yourself out of the it has to have breakfast as a prefix, then you're home free.
Sorry,
Exactly.
Dark Rising 93 is saying some interesting things in the chat.
Cyanide can be
Yu-Gi-Oh
breakfast,
can be
but only
breakfast?
once. Yu-Gi-Oh can be breakfast, I guess, if there is something to consume. Digimon can be breakfast again, but I wouldn't want to eat a Digimon. That seems unethical. And Beyblades can be breakfast, yeah, but you break some teeth, so
Mm.
Digimon could be a digital breakfast.
it could.
I like the spirit of this idea, though. I think that it's good to unshackle yourself from these rigorous constructs when it comes to
No.
food. You know, it's encouraging a healthy way of looking at eating.
I also really like what my friend Chad Asterisk has put in the chat. Miso soup, white rice, grilled fish, steamed vegetables, traditional Japanese breakfast.
Delicious.
That sounds quite nice.
Mhm.
Delicious, yes. I do love miso soup.
I think chat was wrong on this one. We should vote against them.
Wow. Wow. Vita
Coming
as a
out
whole.
strong against chat here. There's like 10 seconds left on the timer if y'all have any other questions that I can address.
Chris has the most important question, which is, did people think that bogus and valid were in the wrong positions?
Very possibly. It's entirely possible.
This can happen.
It can. All right. So time is up. So Claudia, is Vita's takes, are they valid or bogus?
I can't hear you, Claudia, if you're saying anything.
Might be muted.
Yeah, that makes sense why nobody responded the couple of times I was talking.
Oh no!
I
Oh
muted
no!
myself because we were talking how we should be quiet during the video.
Oh no!
Partner.
But the accusation that sweet breakfast is bullshit is a bogus take. The others are pretty good. I like them, so I'm gonna say valid.
All right, Jacqueline.
It averages out to valid. I like some of these takes a lot, so I think valid.
All right, Riley.
Obviously, I'm going to say valid. I will support anyone who is a savory breakfast appreciator.
Understandable. Max, valid or bogus?
Yeah. I have similar feelings as Jacqueline. On balance, it's valid. Some of what she said was bogus, but on balance, it's valid.
Okay. All right. And PB.
Oh, I really want to be a contrarian, but on the other hand, when you put Vita's arguments together, it kind of finds a middle ground between myself and Riley. And so I think in the interest of compromise, I will also vote valid.
All right. All right. So that was overall valid. Chat, I don't know what you're doing, but you're wrong. We've decided it. The Parliament has decided collectively that chat is wrong. So
I believe the only all valid person today is Max. Is that correct?
Yes.
Did
No,
I get
it
all
was
valid?
Claudia got all valid as well.
Claudia and Max both got all valid.
Yes, and actually I'm going to present this extremely funny graphic really quick here. Let's see.
Did you open Photoshop?
I didn't. I opened Canva, so just
Hell yeah.
give me like 2 seconds to share a different screen than what I'm currently sharing. You're going to see, the nuts and bolts really quick here.
Chat is accusing me of eating goldfish crackers for breakfast. Apparent. Sometimes that is true. They're good, and I'm lazy.
I want chicken and waffles so bad right now.
Chicken and waffles would be good. I was told by my co-host Stevie that I couldn't say bad things about waffles. And I don't want to say bad things about waffles. So
waffles are great. I think often about like there's a video of like British kids getting shown biscuits and gravy for the first time, and they start out going like, "Oh, it looks disgusting," and then they're like, "Oh, that shit rules! Like that's great," and like
Their accents change, Riley.
They
I like
do.
that.
No, you eat a single helping of biscuits and gravy, and
you become American.
That's actually what got Queen Elizabeth.
So everyone here got a valid overall vote except for Riley, and Claudia and Max both got valid sweeps. So this is good takes. This was pretty fun.
Claudia.
Yes.
Congratulations, Max.
Gracious winners here. See, I had to host and not participate because all my breakfast takes are really bad.
Give us one. Give us one.
Yeah. So
Give us
simple.
Cold
So
coffee
you're on trial
sucks.
now.
Wait, what was that?
What?
Cold coffee sucks. Iced coffee, bad. Never.
Ah,
Coffee needs to be only hot. Will you do this lightning round really quick? Cold coffee is bad. Sawmill gravy sucks.
But bogus. Most bogus thing anyone's ever said in their lives.
Let's see.
When you say sawmill gravy, when you say sawmill gravy, you mean like classic breakfast gravy with
Yes.
flour?
I
and
mean like
sausage.
white
Mm.
gravy with
I
flour and
just
pepper
mean
in
you
it.
You have
Yeah.
not had good breakfast gravy.
Jail for
I
1,000
definitely
years.
have, but I also definitely got food poisoning afterwards. So
And you know what? This sounds like a skill issue.
That's
I
why
just
it's
am-
important that you got to cook pork to an internal temperature of 165
Yes,
degrees, folks.
yes.
You really
the
can't
only
mess
thing
around
you
with
should
that.
put on sausage is mustard. Let's
What?
see.
Oh.
I'm
You're-
telling you,
oh,
they're
you are
all
unhealthy.
terrible. They're all very bad. What else do I have? So I'm not advocating for anyone to do this, but I have definitely eaten Cheerios with orange juice instead of milk. Not bad.
We have to stop. We have to stop doing this.
No, let them cook.
You want them to cook? I don't want
Yeah.
them to cook. I don't eat any of this
Please
shit.
do not cook for us.
Here's the thing. I am not a terrible cook. I'm not a great cook either. I just have like this fuck it opinion when it comes to food where I'm like, it's fine, it's not that bad, I'll eat it. So I've eaten a
Yeah,
lot of things.
I also meet there again. When next time we do an in-person stream, we are going to eat fucking amazing. That breakfast is going to be
Absolutely.
lit.
It'll be great. It'll be excellent. Here's the thing. Here's my only good breakfast thing. We were talking about donuts. The only time that you should have donuts for breakfast is if you make them yourself. And you should do it with a can of Pillsbury, either biscuit or croissant dough. And you make them into the little discs and fry them in oil, and you sprinkle powdered sugar on top, and it's amazing.
Sounds like you've made like a cheap beignet.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay.
It's delicious, though.
Chat is
There
right
is
now.
a donut restaurant in my area that serves an item known as the dosant, which is a donut made of croissant dough.
Interesting.
It's quite good. It's quite good.
I will say this.
That could
I
be
think-
like too rich. But
Does
maybe.
anyone
Oh, it
know
is
what
on
a
borderline too rich.
cronut
Yes,
is?
absolutely.
Like, what is a cronut? Because I thought a cronut was like croissant dough, but in a donut shape.
I think it's the same thing. I believe
Is it?
cronut and dosant are convergent evolution.
I'll
Mm.
tell you
Excellent.
right now that a croissant is, I think, the most overrated surface to put a breakfast sandwich on. I think it
There's
is-
not enough surface area.
and it
I'm
will
getting
fall
It's the
apart.
dizzy.
most overrated bread.
It will collapse. Bread, good. Tortilla, fantastic.
Biscuit.
king shit.
Yeah. What about English muffins?
I don't like it though. Those are rubbery to me.
They cut the shit out of your mouth. Oh yeah, here's a bad
What?
breakfast take for
Wait.
you.
Sorry, yeah,
That's
no.
illegal.
We can't just
You
move
should
past
say
that.
that.
We can't just move past that. We gave so many things a pass.
So
What
probably
are you doing here?
I'm gonna explain this one as probably I'm toasting them too long, um, or not putting enough like butter or something on them.
You have the mouth of like Gumby.
Yeah. I mean
Okay.
that's probably true.
Something
all for
terrible
joining
is
us here
happening on
tonight
the chat.
Parliament.
What is happening?
Something terrible is happening to the chat.
Oh, amazing. Yeah, I mean, okay, bagels are bad. We talked about this the other day, but
Bagels are
bagels,
Oh my
bad.
god.
they're bad.
Just-
Oh my god.
We need.
I was with
Thank
you for
all
so
joining us here
long.
for the Parliament today. It's been
I was-
fantastic first run.
Yeah, we have to end the show because
It's got to be over now.
Thank you. Thank you everyone for showing up, and please everyone in chat show up for the Moon Carnival next week on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We tons of great stuff, raising money for charity. Great dono goals. The donation page is going to go live on Monday, and you are not ready for
No.
some of the donation incentives. Let me just say that Champs in the Making has a lot on the table.
There's some good stuff.
If you
Kurt,
thought,
please bring.
I want you all to look very hard at when it says valid, bogus, valid. I want you to hold that in your brain.
Can I make a request for somebody to please bring back Decidueye so that we can kill them a third or a fourth time?
Decidueye is already back. Decidueye beat Darumaka.
Oh. Next time.
Sorry,
Definitely
hopefully
kill
you
them
should
all.
that
kill
came out
the
today.
cool ghost owl. I will.
With
I
that,
will come fight.
Yeah, we got the two owl fans are with us.
All right,
Well,
signing
CJ
off.
isn't on this call. We got another owl thing.
We're gonna
Goodbye.
adjourn Parliamoont. See you next time.